I worked my whole life for this one. Another one. DJ Khaled. Shining, yeah. All of this money, I've been losing my mind. Oh, hold on. Don't try to pull me down. Hold on. Don't try to slow me down. Slow me down. You're gonna make a fool for it. You gon' need an angel when I lose the boy. Ratchet, you a tool to the boy. I'm tripping. I'm talking about my lips so clean. I'm about to like a bubble car sticker. You better make a smile when you see that big pull up. Money don't make me happy, and the color can't make me fancy. Smiling for a whole nother reason. Soft smiles through all 4 seasons. Shining, yeah. All of this money, I've been losing my mind. Hold on. Don't try to throw me down. Hold on. Don't try to slow me down. I got the top of the pool. They try to get every ooh. They say I'm sweet just like you. Yeah. Said everything I know, yeah. Petty, I don't understand. Yes, all up on you real, boy. Popping up with the hot top, yeah, boy. Came on 97 with his 20 years, boy. Oh, this I don't feel bad for it. Yeah, when you see me smile, I can't be mad at it. Yeah, money don't make me happy, and the color can't make me fancy. Smiling for a whole other reason. Soft smile through all 4 seasons. Shining, yeah. All of this money, I've been losing my don't try to slow me down. Hold on. Don't try to slow me down. Slow me down.
What's going on, Mark and Barbara?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on? Is that Barbara?
Yeah, this is Barbara.
Hey, Barbara, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
It's been a long time.
I know.
Hey, what's up, brother Shane? What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Mark? How you doing, bro?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I'm here doing all right.
That's good. You back in Florida or you in New York right now?
Nah, I'm in New York right now. Should be leaving out in another week or two.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. At least you got
man.
Brother up here.
Yeah, you know.
You must have brought that Florida sun with you.
Yeah, because I'm enjoying the weather we got going on right now. Yeah, can't stand all that cold business and that snow business, man. But the way it is right now, it's beautiful.
Exactly. So I want to say welcome to the team, Barbara. Officially.
Thank you. I'm very excited.
That's good. You definitely have good mentorship with coming under Lawrence there.
Yeah.
You know, Lawrence is doing his thing. He's really doing his thing, and he's helping a lot of people along the way as well. Mark is a prime example of that. Francisco, what's going on?
I'm all right.
That's good, man. That's good. Welcome to the team officially.
All right, thank you. Can you hear me? I don't know if I'm mute or whatever.
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
All 3 of you guys came on through Lawrence, so that's beautiful. You guys are in good hands. You stay close to Lawrence and let him guide you along the way. You'll be seeing some of the results that he's seen here on the highway to freedom. You might know his story already, but just a little 6 months and 2 days ago, Lawrence's account was on $200, and now he's over $27,000 in his brokerage account from 6 months and 2 days ago.
Wow.
Yep. Yep. I don't know if he told you that or not.
Yeah, he did.
Yep. Yep. So and that's just having patience, discipline, and consistency with our system and with our trading strategy. You guys will be seeing the same results. You guys will definitely be seeing the same results. So I want to welcome you guys to. I'm going to mute everybody. You can grab a pen and a paper if you have questions. We'll give you a chance to answer it at some point through the presentation. As well, this is being recorded, so I'll put out the recording after the webinar, and you can always, play this over and over and over as many times as you want to. We usually hold the Art of Taking Signals every Monday night at 9 p.m. And so, you can even come back next week if there's some things that you want to clear up. Take a guy like Mark that's on tonight. He's pretty much been attending every Monday of these Art of Taking Signals webinars, and the proof is in the pudding. Mark is doing an awesome job. Mark gave a testimonial last night that he started his account, I think was like $50, and he's well over $500 now in about 3 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was. Let me unmute Mark. How long did it take you to get 50 to 500? Okay, back. But yeah, in about 2 or 3 weeks, Mark is going from 50 to over 500. So, like I say, guys, the proof is in the pudding. We're winning here, and tonight I'm going to show you guys exactly how we are doing that. So, before we get into actually the Art of Taking Signals, I want to give you guys a tour of our platform and how you're able to grow with us. I'm sure a lot of you have already had a chance to check out our info page. So if you go to www.highway2freedom.info, this gives you all the information you need to be looking at in your first 72 hours of joining our platform. Initially, when we opened this up, we would give you guys everything in bits and pieces. So when it was time for you to join the Telegram, you would receive a text for the Telegram. When it was time for you for the Facebook, we give you a text for the Facebook. When it was time for you to open a brokerage account, we send you a text for the brokerage account. But now at this stage that we've gotten to, we have everything in one place. So it makes life easier for everybody, for the sponsors that are bringing you on board and getting you started, and for you, the members who are actually getting started. So everything you're going to need is right here on this info page, highway2freedom.info. So as you can see here, the first part is just about the webinar, the Sunday night webinars that a lot of you probably have attended in order to join us, which gives you the information. This is also going to help you guys. Some of you guys are going to get to a point where you want to start taking advantage of our affiliate program with National Wealth Center. And you're going to want to start maybe even recruiting other folks. Our motto and philosophy that we follow here is, if I can help enough people get what they want, then I can have anything in the world that I want. So some of you may buy into that philosophy, and we don't stress on recruiting. This opportunity is not all about recruit, because we make well enough money in the Forex markets alone. But if you decide to open up those multiple streams of income that we offer, this right here will be awesome for you, because when you bring people aboard, all you literally have to do is send them to www.highway2freedom.info for everything they're going to need to get started. Okay, so as we take a look here, number one and number two is just about how to sign up and how to join. You guys have already passed
$16 and Missouri agency with 18,000.
Mute everybody. Somebody else sound like they're on another opportunity. But yeah, everything you need to get started is going to be there. Now, if we look right here, after joining, a new member should connect to these featured links. A right there says subscribe to the Highway to Freedom YouTube channel. So all of you guys, I think you've been here for at least a week or two. And we do have a YouTube channel that you guys should be subscribed to. I'll take you on a little tour right quick. We click on that. It'll take you directly to our YouTube channel. And we have different playlists here. If you see home videos and just go to playlists. And we just recently added this one last week, Travels on the Highway to Freedom. So as we travel and we're making money and we're going all over the world, this gives you a chance to document that with us right here on the Highway to Freedom. I'm sure you're going to find freedom through the Forex markets, because one, it's not that you're only making money, but two, you're making money over your cell phones or wherever you have an internet connection. So if you are at work or if you're traveling abroad or domestically, you're still able to make money. I've made money in the airport. I've made money in Mexico. I've made money anywhere that I've had an internet connection since I've been trading Forex. So this travel YouTube channel, this gives you guys like a list, just something fun to show our lifestyle, what we're doing. And we look forward to adding your videos as you grow with us. The weekly Signal channel results. Every Friday, I try to put out what Lawrence like to call a State of the Union address. So basically giving you an update on what happened in the market that week, where we stand, how many pips did we close. And a lot of times we have updates that we want to give out to you guys. We pretty much, this is still pretty much a new platform that we opened out to the public. As a team, we've been together for a little over a year now. February made a year. But we weren't so open to the public, let's just say. We were pretty much intimate with a few of us. It was about 9 or 10 of us a year ago that were mastering the art of trading the Forex markets. But once we got to the point where we were consistently earning profits and we were doing pretty good, we said, let's open this out to the public. So that's what we've done now. And so being that this is a new platform, we're still growing. We're still, putting the paint on the car. We're still tweaking things with the engine. We're still making it tighter and tighter and tighter as we go. So those Friday videos that I put out are important that you check it out, because like I say, a lot of times I'll put important updates that you want to keep up with, especially when it comes to your money. You don't want to be behind the scenes if we say, well, we're going to change our lot sizes or we're going to do this or do that, but you missed it because maybe you didn't see something that we put out. So that's what that's all about. Then we have the art of taking signals. That's tonight's webinar. And like I say, every week I record these webinars and you can always go back and listen to them. They're pretty much the same. We're covering the same information, but I record them week by week. Like I say, a lot of times we update things, so there may be something in the most recent art of taking signals that you may want to go and check out. So that's what that playlist is about right here. We also have our mission statement, the Highway to Freedom mission. You guys can go check that out when you get a chance. Because the thing about it is, yeah, we're here to make money, but our mission is much deeper than that. It's bigger than just making money. We're truly a group of people looking to impact in the lives of others. We're looking really to help others along this journey to freedom. That's why we call it the Highway to Freedom, So check out that mission. It gives you really a great idea of what we're really all about, what our philosophy is all about here on the Highway to Freedom. Now, one of my favorite playlists right here is the Forex Trading Education playlist. Now, this playlist is important because really what we're doing here, we open up a signals channel. We really focus on providing you guys signals that you can follow and profit from. When we first, like a year ago, it was really just about learning how to trade. And, we had a group where we were, talking it out, what we see, blah, 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 blah. But what we found is, people have different schedules. People have different tolerances when it comes to learning how to trade. I'm gonna be honest with you. Trading the Forex is not as easy as it may look. I mean, it sounds very easy because the market is either going up or it's going down. It's doing one or two things, but it's much more complex than that. When you start using words like support and resistance, multiple time frame analysis, Heikin-Ashi candles, Renko breaks, there's a whole language when it comes to Forex. Like if you're brand new to Forex, and let's say you were sitting on a conversation that me and let's say a Lawrence were having in regard to Forex, and you're brand new, you wouldn't know what in the world we are talking about. So, like I said, what we found over the time, different people have different tolerances when it comes to learning how to trade Forex. And we found that we were losing certain people, or certain people were falling off because of whatever the reason could have been. They're working, or they don't have enough time, or it's the children, or my computers, but whatever the case might have been. So we said, if some of us are winning, then the majority of us potentially could be winning. So that's why we started focusing on signals, so that you guys could follow the trades of the master traders on the highway to freedom and still profit as you learn. Yes, you can learn, and we want you to learn, because once you learn how to trade Forex, you don't need anybody for anything. This is truly a skill set. That's a tie with our affiliate program. This is not a lotion or a potion. This is a skill set. And once you master this skill set, nobody can't take it away from you. It's like learning how to read. Nobody can't say, give me your learning how to read abilities back. Give it back to me. Your first grade teacher can't come to you today and say, give me that skill back. It's a skill. Once you have it, and you're truly financially free, or you're at least on the pathway to financial freedom, because you can simply keep compounding and compounding your profits. But in the meantime, especially because we're all here paying a subscription, why not profit from the signals as you learn? So this Forex trading education playlist, nonetheless, is going to be for those who do want to master the art of learning how to trade on your own. Those of you looking to stand on your own 2 feet eventually. And you can, it's 20 videos here, 20 videos. And some of these terminologies you're going to hear us talking about in the Telegram. For example, this one right here is how to use the RSI, rules for identifying support and resistance, technical analysis versus fundamental analysis, how to use trend lines in Forex, videos on top of videos on top of videos. Some of these videos we actually recorded ourselves, like this one right here. You probably recognize that handsome young man right there. But it says the driver, and the seat Forex trade analysis. And this is a video that I put together for the team. H2F's multiple time frame trade analysis, how to trade using the different time frames. We're going to get into that in a second. So some of them, like I said, we put together. Some of them are videos that we found on YouTube that we felt would benefit you guys. There's also videos here how to set up your MT4 platform. All right, so that's that. That's this is basically our YouTube channel. Another playlist that we want to add is a video testimonial playlist. So as you guys are starting to win in with our platform, you could simply send over your live video. You could do a minute video just giving a little bit about your experience with us here. And we definitely have testimonials after 14 weeks. I mean, Mark gave an awesome testimonial last night. He's on the line with us right now. And so, Mark, if you hear me, if you could just do a little video for me, man, and send it over to our email, and I can upload that video testimonial in our playlist right here. And see what's going to happen. That's going to benefit everybody on the team. Because if you look to bring somebody else on to our platform, imagine all you have to do, or you send them to our YouTube channel and they can see 10, 20, 30, 40 different live testimonials of people winning with us here. And that helps you recruit. And again, it just gives a documentation of our growth here on the Highway to Freedom. Got a chat here. Let's see what that chat is. Oh, that's Mark. Mark said for sure. Yep. All right. And guys, I see we just got a few people that joined this. If you do have questions, there is a chat option. So you could send your chat. You could just write a chat. I have everybody on mute right now, and I am recording this webinar, so you'll be able to play it over and over. But if you have a question as we go, there is an option for you to type in a chat, and I'll just take a break as you know, from time to time, and I'll read what those questions might be, and we'll answer them. All right. So this is our YouTube channel. Again, it's here for your disposal. Some of it's fun, some of it's education, and some of them are updates. And, you know, so that's that for you. So the way you get there is from our info page. Just click for H2F YouTube. All right. Our Facebook group. Everybody should be in our Facebook group by now. The importance of our Facebook group, for one, it's a community, of course. And, you know, we put a lot of positive things in there. We always encourage you guys when you're winning and, you know, you're closing out those blue pips to screenshot your trades and post them in the Facebook group. And the reason that we do that, one, because you're going to get that encouragement and your teammates are going to root you on. Way to go, you're doing it. Yeah. Go Jules. You know, Jules is on the line right now. He posts in our Facebook group. Mark posts in there. Natalie's on the line. She posts in there. So, yeah, we root you on, and it's a great feeling when you score those points and you have that audience that's cheering you on. But the other method to the madness with our Facebook group, again, some of you guys are going to want to take advantage of our affiliate program with the recruiting, with that residual income, this awesome income from the residual income, because that money really is, it comes easier than even the Forex money because it's coming over and over and every month, and you only have to work one time. But you're receiving that $100 from whoever you helping out with our platform. You're receiving that $100 over and over and over every month without you doing anything. So what you do, if you're in our Facebook group right now and you want to look forward to recruiting, the smoothest way to do that is just bring your friends into our Facebook group. Just put them in there. I have over 100 people that I put in there, and I didn't even ask them. I just put them in our Facebook group and let them see the activity. What happens is, without me even having to say anything to them, they end up coming to me saying, Shane, what's this Highway to Freedom thing all about? I see you guys posting these profits in there. I see you guys are winning. I see this thing about Forex. What is this Forex thing all about? So your friends that you put in our Facebook group, they will end up coming to you instead of you being like that annoying salesperson tracking them down. Hey, you want to be a part of an opportunity? Because, you know, naturally when you go to people about opportunities, especially this day and time, their defense is raised. So we put on a nice show for them. You put them in our Facebook group, we put on a show with those screenshots and those profits of us winning. And like I say, eventually it end up coming to you. So this is the link. If you just simply click on that link, it will lead you right to our Facebook group where you can join from there. And once you're in there, if you are that person who decides to start recruiting, then you can simply just put your friends in that Facebook group. We have over 700 people in there. I remember when it was like 5 or 10 people. And so, you know, and it's really been helping a lot of people with their recruiting process. Some of you in here right now might have joined because you were in our Facebook group and you just saw all of the activity constantly, consistently, nonstop, people just every week. Something positive was coming. You're like, man, I just got to go ahead and check it out. Matter of fact, Francisco's on tonight, and I know I put Francisco in there some time ago, and I'm sure Francisco got to the point where it's like, man, these guys are just keep putting up all this money. I got to see what's going on. I think Natalie as well. Natalie was in our Facebook group, and you know, she's been trading Forex for a while. But I'm sure, you know, with all that activity, she's seeing those profits and profits. She's like, man, these Highway to Freedom guys got it going on. And eventually she came aboard. All right. You all obviously are in our Telegram chat group. But again, if you decide to bring somebody on and they want to get started, all you have to do is send them to this info page and they have the link to join our chat group. Okay, so H2F Signals at Gmail. This is our Gmail right here. So whenever somebody starts new, you know, I think all of you guys pretty much did that. You sent your welcome letter from National Wealth Center over to our Gmail so that you can have access to the Signals channel. Also, again, what I want you guys to start doing when you start recording those live testimonials, you can use your cell phone and record yourself a minute as you start winning and you decide now I'm ready to, you know, help the team out with those live testimonials. You can send those over as well to h2fsignals@gmail.com and I'll upload them to our YouTube channel. Okay, babypips.com. This right here goes out again to those of you who are going to want to learn how to trade. Yes, before you even learn, you will have the opportunity to make money. You will earn before you learn here by following those signals. That's the beautiful part about our system. You know, there's people here that might not even know what a pip is, but they're making money. But for those of you who do want to learn and master the art of trading the Forex, which I highly recommend, this website right here, www.babypips.com, is an awesome website for the newbies all the way up to advanced learning. It actually takes you through like a tutorial, let's just say, like from kindergarten or pre-K, and you graduate through the levels as you're learning. So it's a pretty awesome website, babypips.com. We really don't take as much time to go over the basics here. You know, that's can be very demanding of time. But we got that, the baby pips. The baby pips does it perfectly. Then if you have questions about the things you're learning, then you come in the Telegram and say, hey, Shane, I was on Baby Pips and they were talking about support and resistance. I see something on the chart is this support. If I don't answer it, somebody, Jules or Lawrence or one of the veterans will help you out along the way. And even some of the new guys, they're catching on very fast, very fast. Some of the guys that I see here, they're taking trades on their own and they're winning, like Curtis or Mark himself, taking trades on their own and already winning. And the proof is in the pudding because these guys are taking the time and they're learning, they're studying, they're going to that babypips.com. They're taking advantage of our playlist, education playlist on YouTube. And the proof is in the pudding. All right. Number F, click for Daily FX. Now, this link right here, what happens is, guys, the markets are either the markets move based off what they call technical analysis, or they move based off of what they call fundamental analysis. Technical analysis is basically, let's say the market is oversold, so we know it's in an area where we're going to be looking for a buy. It's based off of like price action, or the market is on support, so we're looking to get a bounce up off of support. It's on resistance, we're looking to get a drop down off of resistance. I know some of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but as time goes along, you will understand. But like when we talk about support, resistance, we talk about oh, let me mute everybody, sorry. Yeah, we talk about support, resistance, we talk about what else? We talk about multiple time frame analysis. This type of terminology is what they call technical analysis. Now, there's something else called fundamental analysis that makes the market moves, and this is all based off of news. So, for example, if Donald Trump speaks and he says something that's favorable for the U.S. economy, you will find those USD trades just soar. You'll find them just start moving like crazy. For example, just yesterday, Sunday, the market opened And for all of us who were in the EUR JPY trade that I called last week, and I think we were in one from like a week before, a couple of weeks before, we were in 2 EUR JPY trades. And instantly when the market opened, we were up like 300 and something pips. We actually closed out like 500 and something pips over 2 positions of the EUR JPY. Now, that's not normal movement. That's not normal. Be happy, you know, be excited, because it's not every day that we get that type of movement. I'm going to be honest with you. I was just as happy, excited, surprised, and everything as you was. Even though I called a signal, I didn't call the signal thinking, well, I'm going to call this signal on Friday because on Sunday, we're going to be up over 300 pips. I can't take that kind of credit. I'm not that good. But what happened was, in Europe, they're having elections right now. So those results were coming in, and I guess whatever party was winning was favorable for the people, and it directly affected the market. So Sunday, right when the market opened, boom, instantly we're up like 300 something pips on the EUR JPY because of elections, because of news. So this, and it's important that you kind of know around the time when news and things like that are coming out when it comes to trading, especially if you're going to making decisions in the market. You know, you want to know what the potential the news could be. You know, some traders, some veteran traders, if they know news is about to hit, they won't even trade, because you just never know what the news is going to do. Because it's not like you're sitting in the meeting. Let's say Donald Trump is going to have a meeting with the president or the prime minister of Canada. You don't know what the effects of that meeting is going to be until it happens. And once the meeting happens, it's too late. The market is already moved. Same way we didn't know what the results of the European elections were going to be, you know, until it's happened. Now, we don't mind trading the news, or not, we don't trade the news, but we don't mind being in trades during the news on the Highway to Freedom because of our trading strategy. And we'll get into that a little bit later as well. But if you want to stay on top of the news and what's going on, I'm going to click on this website so you guys can get an idea what I'm talking about. But if you want to be a professional trader, an educated trader, I think they got a saying they call an educated consumer. If you want to be an educated trader, I suggest you check out this website here called dailyfx.com. It gives you all of the updates. Look, right here, I pulled it up. EUR breaks higher to open week with largest gap open on record. That was us, guys. We caught that. The largest gap open on record. And if you want to know what that gap was all about and why it happened, boom, you just come right here and read up on it. You will notice all the EUR pairs did that. EUR JPY, EUR GBP, EUR CAD, EUR AUD. Any of the pairs that had euro in the front went straight to the top. All right? And like I say, you can even come right here in the search. Let's say you were in a trade, right? Like right now, we're in the GBP USD. I'm going to put GBP USD. And we search. And you're like, man, what's going on with this? Okay, let's let this come up first. And then boom, all of the news in regard to the GBP USD is at your access right here. So when you're seeing movements in the market, it'll give you an understanding of why the market is moving the way it's moving. You guys will start educating me and the rest of the group, those of you who stay up on top of this. I check it out from time to time. A lot of times when I'm in a trade and I see it's not doing exactly what I want it to do, I'll come to Daily FX and, whoa, let's see what's going on here. This thing is going against me a little bit more than I expected. For example, I think we're in a USD CAD trade right now that went up against us maybe like 40, 50 pips. So if I wanted to see what was going on with the USD CAD, potentially see if there was any fundamentals that's affecting that market, I could come here and search it. Like there it is right there. And it can tell me what's going on with that USD CAD. They not only give you the fundamental analysis, look at right here, I was just talking about technicals. It tells us right here, GBP USD technical analysis. So this is an awesome website for those of you looking to be an educated trader. Okay. All right. So let's go back here, and that link is right here on our info page. All right. So some of you have just started, let's say within the last week or two, you definitely should be trading with a demo account right now, especially because I know we haven't had an Art of Taking Signals webinar over the last 2 weeks. I think it's been like 2 weeks since we had one. So you should be trading with your demo to give yourself a chance to get comfortable taking the trades, realizing that, yes, you will be in the red on some of these trades. A lot of times when we take a trade, you go in the red before you go in the blue. So trading with that demo allows you to get a feel for what the market does without the emotions of trading your live money. You know, we always tell you that, you know, when it comes to trading the Forex, you have to find a way to eliminate your emotions. You definitely have to find a way to eliminate your emotions trading the way we trade without a stop loss. We're kind of like kamikaze here. We just go in and let it ride. And I'll explain the method to that madness a little bit later as well. But if you haven't opened a demo account by now, you come to the info page, you simply click right here. Boom. It'll lead you right to Traders Way, where you can open up a demo account. Okay? The P390 Forex. Some of you guys heard us talking about that today in the Telegram. We're going to talk about that tonight, but this gives you some little bit of information on what the P390 Forex is all about. Once you guys have been trading for, let's say, 2 weeks with your demo account, you got comfortable, you know how to get in and out of a trade, and you're ready to open your live account, you come right here to the info page and click on Traders Way live account, and it'll lead you right to Traders Way where you can open up a live account. Okay? Boom. Entourage. We also have an entourage page. Now, this right here is what they call additional benefits. Everything above here, above additional benefits, definitely should be on top of within your first 72 hours. As we go down below this, this is after you started seeing some profits, you got comfortable with your live account, you're growing. Let's say you've taken your account from $200 to $1,000, $1,500, whatever the case might be. You're excited. You're posting in our Facebook group. You've brought some friends in our Facebook group, and people are starting to come to you and say, yo, what's going on? I see you posting these profits. You start to get a little different walk at work. You know, you got that confident swagger. You just excited all the time, and people are wondering, why is Natalie so excited today? And why does she keep looking at her phone and smiling? That's when people start coming to you, and that's that point where you might want to start looking to build a team and helping people around you. Well, guess what? If you come here to Entourage, and it says how to create a free membership, how to fully turn on the other two income faucets to the H2F program, and how to cut their personal customized P390 Forex daily goal in half. This is the answers right here. I'm going to click on that. This page right here gives you a step-by-step system on the right way to recruit, to eliminate so much of the rejection that so many people face when they go through the recruiting process. Because there is a method to the madness, because you have to understand this opportunity won't be the first thing, or won't be the first opportunity that people have been introduced to before. And most opportunities, most people tend to fail at it. Maybe it was the opportunity, maybe it was the person. Whatever the case might be, their defenses more than likely will be raised if you don't approach them the right way with the opportunity. The other thing about presenting an opportunity to people, a lot of times people don't buy into what you're presenting because they don't have all of the information. So we have a way to present the information to the folks that you want to bring on. And if you follow these steps right here on our Entourage page, you will find that the work you have to do is very minimal. You let us do the work for you. And part of it is bringing them onto our Facebook page. Part of it is getting them on the Sunday night opportunity overview webinars. Very important. If you can get them on that webinar, the leaders will do the work for you when it comes to explaining the opportunity in an eloquent way. Okay? This even gives you the terminology that you should be using when you present the webinar to folks. Because when you present this webinar, this opportunity, you shouldn't come off like you're begging somebody, like you need them to join you. Because truly, you don't need anybody to join you, and you're still in a position to become financially free if you never ever recruit one person. This is why we don't come to you every day and say, hey, Natalie, how many people did you recruit? How many people did you recruit, Natalie? Did you get your 4? Did you get your 4? We don't come to you. We have certain times when we talk about recruiting, and that's that. But this gives it to you right here. This gives it to you right here. Oh, that's what I was saying. So this gives you the terminology to say to people so you don't come off like you're begging them. You know? For example, right here, this is what you would say to somebody, send them the webinar after you sent them the webinar. So you might say, this is an exclusive invite-only webinar. See that? Invite-only webinar. I only get a certain amount of invites for the Sunday webinar, and I have chosen you. If you're going to make it, let me know no later than Sunday by 10 a.m. so others on the waiting list, keyword waiting list, can take your spot instead. Doesn't that sound way better than, you think you can be there on the webinar? You think you can be there? They're going to explain it. Can you please, can you be? Wait, there's a whole different philosophy behind begging somebody to get on a webinar. I know you're not going to beg them, but sometimes the things that we say come off like we're begging or we need them. We don't need anybody here. So you present it that way. And, this gives you, like I said, a step-by-step on the proper way to recruit somebody. Let me see. We got a chat here. Let's see what that is. Oh, Natalie laughing at me. What you laughing at, Natalie? All right. So that's that. Okay. And so now the quad squad, once you guys have, let's say, recruited 4 people, you become a member of the quad squad. A member gains access to the quad squad by recruiting 4 people to the opportunity. And once you recruit 4 people, you actually become, what's the word I'm looking for? Qualified. You become qualified with the NWC wealth creation level. So what that means by qualified, you have 4 people. You're in a position now that once the people under you start recruiting, now you're able to receive residuals from the people that they recruit under you as well. I just learned this recently. I used to think that if you recruited one person and that person recruited, the second person automatically went to you. But no, you have to have 4 people that you personally recruited before you start receiving pass-ups from the people that you recruited, if that makes sense. So that's one of the benefits of becoming the quad squad. What we do here on the Highway to Freedom, we're all about community. We're all about helping each other out. Certain communities that you go in, I'm from New York, and like the Jewish community, I don't know if anybody's Jewish on the line, but the Jewish community, they tend to stick together. They have their own schools, they have their own police, they have their own hospitals, they have their own store, they have their own everything. So with the idea of them sticking together, the money stays within the community. Now, we're not going to create our own police and hospitals and things on the Highway to Freedom. But what we say here, let's say I recruited Jules, right? And actually I did. And Jules goes out and gets his 4 people. Now, once Jules recruits 4 people, I made $200 from what Jules did. So I can take that $200 and I'm going to make that $200 every single month after that. I can take that $200 and be happy. Say, thanks, Jules. Way to go, man. Way to go. Thanks, Jules. What we do here as a bonus, now I give Jules back $100 for him hitting his goals. That gets Jules motivated. He's excited. Wow, thanks, Shane. Man, appreciate it, bro. And, we keeping that money circulating within our community. And that $100 goes back to Jules so he can put it into his investment account and help him get to his goals faster. So Jules kind of help me or spread the love to me while you're recruiting, and I spread the love right back. So it's like, we're spreading love and helping each other out along the way. So that's one of the benefits of becoming a quad Quad Squad, you recruit your 4 people and you get $100 back from your sponsor. Okay? Now, once you become a Quad Squad, then you have the opportunity to become a Continental member. A member becomes a Continental member once he or she has at least $1,500 in an investment account and is also a member of the Quad Squad. Now, last week, we closed out 156 pips on between oil and gold. And when we closed them out, I'm sure some of you in the signal channel probably were like, I didn't see the signal for gold. I didn't see the signal for oil. That's because we have a separate channel for the commodity and exotic pair trades. Those Continental members, they receive the signals for gold or oil or silver or the USD Mexican peso as a kind of like a reward, let's just say, for hitting those accomplishments. And the reason that we say you have to have $1,500 in your investment account, because if you know anything about trading with the proper lot sizes, in order to trade gold or oil, you have to trade with at least a 10-cent lot size, a 0.10 lot size. Now, you can have $200 in your account, and with Traders Way, they will let you trade a 10-cent lot size. But if you're following that lot size calendar, you know that you're over leveraging. You shouldn't be using a 10-cent on a $200 account. So to eliminate the what's the word I'm looking for, like that desire for you to want to overtrade just because you see the gold trade and say, oh, I only got 200, but I want to trade I want to trade gold. We don't even put that in the regular group. And we give a bare minimum saying you have to have at least $1,500 in your account before you even mess with those things. All right? And it protects you. So they require you to have at least a 10-cent lot size. And the idea is because you're going to make a lot more money a lot quicker. We got in the oil trade on, I think it was Thursday or Friday. Within an hour, we were 78 pips. A lot of trades we were in for a couple of days, few hours. That oil trade went into profits immediately. So you will find that commodities, a lot of these exotic pairs, they make you a lot more money. And sometimes it's quicker. Now, sometimes they sit there and what they call consolidate, but a lot of times they just run. And when they run, it's straight money in the bank. One of the other benefits of becoming a Continental member is that you get the Trade Dynamic Indicator, the TDI. What the TDI is, it lets you know, let's say when the market is overbought. For example, the USD CAD right now, it's overbought. Even though it's still pushing up, I haven't looked at my chart, but even though it's still pushing up, I called the sell on it because it's up there on like a weekly, monthly, daily resistance area. So we know there's great potential for it to fall from that area. It might move around up there, push up a little bit more, but we know soon it will be falling from that area simply because it's overbought. So the TDI pretty much lets you know when the market is overbought and you should be looking for a sell, or oversold and you should be looking for a buy. I mean, technically, guys, if you had that TDI, you wouldn't even need the charts, really. I mean, if you had that TDI with the way we trade and you know how to trade the way we trade with the right risk management, you wouldn't even need the signals. You could say, I don't need y'all no more. I got the TDI. And you can just wait to see the market get overbought and put a sell on it and just wait to go in profit. You can wait to see it oversold and put a buy on it and wait to see it go into profits. And that TDI is a $400 value. And just for becoming a Continental member, just for showing that you can follow the signals and build that account up to $1,500. Just for showing your commitment to our team and your buying into the philosophy of helping others and bringing 4 other people on in the Quad Squad, you get that TDI for free. All right? As well, another benefit of becoming a Continental member is the art of taking signals. We have an advanced course where we actually teach you how to set a gravy train, and we teach you multiple time frame analysis strategies using the Renko. So what that basically means, the same way we're having this webinar here, we can have an advanced webinar where we're actually kind of trading together. You guys can start seeing how some of the advanced people here are making their trading decisions. We're trading together. I got a few people that come to me now and say, Shane, can you do a Zoom with me, man, and just show me some things on the chart? And I say, yeah, no problem. Once you become a Continental member, because you guys got to realize, I mean, I'm investing my time to do that and different things of that nature. So, hey, if I'm going to put in that time to work with you on that intimate level, it could be one-on-one, it could be a group, it could be all the content, it doesn't matter. I'm pretty much at your beck and call at that point. Anytime you say, yo, Shane, can we do a Zoom tonight? I want you to show me something on the chart. Hey, you become a Continental member, you got me all to yourself or whatever the case, and I can show you and we can look at the charts and you can see what I see. But we say at least, you know, show us a little something first. Show us that you kind of dedicated to us, and then we can be dedicated back to you. You know, you get these people that fly by night, and we've seen that over the last year when we kind of opened this platform. People are sticking around long enough to get what they need, and then they're gone. Like, what happened to that person? And later on, I see them on Facebook. I'm winning in Forex. We're like, yo, what happened? They robbed us. You know what I'm saying? But once you got 4 people, there's no point in leaving because your platform is free at that point in time, and you're making money just for being here. So we know you're not going anywhere. That's one of the reasons. That's not the main reason, but yeah, that's one of the other benefits of becoming a Continental member. So this is the info page, and this is our This is our platform here. This is how you can grow with us. And so when you get a chance, you can always go and check that out. Let me check the chat before we move on. They showed dude temptation. Temptation, yeah, that was the word. Temptation. I gotta have a brain fart there. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into the art of taking signals. How to take these signals. By now, everybody should at least have a demo account. Everybody should at least have the MT4 on their cell phones with their demo account from Traders Way connected to it. Is there anybody who's brave enough to admit that since you've been here, you haven't had a chance to get that set up yet? Anybody? We've got a few people that signed on since. If I don't get a response, I'm going to assume that everybody does have that MT4 connected to their cell phones at least. And you can get it on your computer too, and we actually show you how to set up your MT4 on your computer with the video. There's a video in our YouTube Forex education playlist that shows you how to set it up on your computer as well. But we should all have it on our phone. Let's see, I got some chats here. Jules, oh man, Jules, what are we gonna do with you, man? You slacking, brother, you slacking. We know Jules got it. Jules over there making money, man. Jules is making that money. All right, so I guess everybody so far has it. Let me check my phone. The leaders are hitting me up. Let's see this. Okay, good. All right. So yeah, all right, so that's good. So as we know, at this point in time, we all know that we should all be in the signals channel, and we know that the trades come through just like this right here. We try to make it consistent, and you pretty much get the same information with every signal. Not like the signals change from one signal to the next. 1 minute the signal comes in like this, and you're like, okay, what is this signal about? The next signal comes in like that, and you're trying to figure out what that signal's about. No, we have the same setup for every signal. The only thing that changes is either we're buying or selling, and the actual pair and the actual price where we're entering the trade. Everything else you see here, the lot size that you should be using, that we suggest you use, is always going to be there as a helpful reminder for you guys to say, okay, don't over leverage, because like Natalie just told me in the chat, it is very tempting sometimes to trade our record and not trade the market. If you trade our record, you going with $1 lot on $100 because you're like, man, these guys are winning. over 5,300 pips in 14 weeks. They're good, man. They're good. I'm an over leverage because they just win. They just win. And I guarantee you, the minute you do that is gonna be the minute you're sweating and you're, oh man, why not do that? I thought they was good. The market went against me 50 pips. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Should I close this trade? What's that? Kendra? I'm messing with Kendrell. I'm messing with you, Kendrell. She on tonight? Let's see here. Oh yeah, she's on. But yeah, if you trade the market and not trade our record, you'll be okay. And what I mean by trading the market, give me a second, gotta get this on this drink here. All right, so what I mean by trading the market, I'm gonna tell you like this, guys. Nobody knows what the market is going to do. I don't care how good of a trader you may meet or get introduced to, or what their record is, and how much money they made and all this stuff. If they tell you that they know what the market is going to do, run, because they're trying to hoodwink you. They have an ulterior motive. They're trying to sell you on something. I'll be the first to tell you that I don't know exactly what the market is going to do. What we do, we make educated decisions based off of, either fundamental analysis or technical analysis. I'm a type of trader that leans more heavily on technical analysis. That's my thing. I just love technical analysis. Luckily, we have, I think Femi's on tonight. I lean on Femi for the fundamental side of things. Ever since Femi ever started with us over a year ago, he's always been my fundamental guy. He's been the fundamental guy of the Highway to Freedom. We could always count on Femi for the news alerts. We may be happy on technicals, and Femi say, we got news coming out. Trump speaks tomorrow. Be careful. For example, he makes sure and lets me know every day that on April the 28th, we should be paying attention because some major events with the government of USA is going to be coming out. And he lets me know. He sends me videos on different things going on as far as fundamentals are concerned. So that's what goes back to saying that, anything could happen at any time, and anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world, that could make the market do something that we don't expect. So this is why we have, we don't trade the record. We trade with the proper risk management so that if the market moves against us 50, 100, 200, 300 pips, we're still okay. And you know what, guys? Yeah, we've closed over 53, 5,400 pips in 14 weeks. But guess what? Each one of those numbers I just mentioned, 50, 100, 200, 300 pips, we've been in trades where the market has gone against us that amount of pips right here on the Highway to Freedom. We've been in those trades where the market was just going against us like, yo, what's going on? For example, the USD JPY, we still got like 3 positions open on that thing, and it went down. The EUR JPY went against us over 150 something, I think 200 something pips before we closed it out yesterday, like 500 pips over 2 positions. So this is why I say don't trade the record, trade the market, because the market could do anything at any time, and we don't trade with a stop loss. So the only thing that we can control in Forex is our risk management. And I'm kind of emphasizing this before I even get into the other details, because this is one of the most important things with trading our strategy, is the risk that you take. And that's this right here that you see right here. All right, so we're going to come back to that. So let's get back to this. I'm selling. Okay, let me open up a chart. I'm going to kind of go basic. I know we got some veterans on tonight, and I'm happy to see you veterans. The veterans didn't leave me alone tonight with the newbies. They kind of joined me. So I'm selling versus I'm buying. So if I'm selling a pair, all that means is that we expect the market to go down. So let's say I put in a sell. This is my demo account. Yeah, this is my demo account. Let's say I put in a sell, one-click trading, and kind of follow along. I'm just right-clicking, boom, one-click trading. If you guys have your computer set up with the MT4, this is how you could, you can follow along. This is how you would do it. So I'm right-clicking, boom, one-click trading, that disappears. I right-click again, one-click trading, it appears again. So if I click sell, boom, I just entered that trade. Let's look at it on a smaller time frame. This is your time frames up here. Look at it on a smaller time frame. Boom. Oh, boom, we already in profits. Let me look at that terminal. That's the EUR GBP trade. Okay, it's like kind of going back and forth. 7 cents profit. Okay, so I sold it. And simple as that. The market went down. It put me in 39-cent profit over here. 7 cents. It's moving around right now. That's what the market does. It's just always moving. All right. Now, easy way to remember that, if ladies, you probably know, if you go to the store, you see something on sale, that means that the price, they dropped the price. On that outfit or whatever. They dropped the price. It's on sale. Got a clearance. It's on sale. That means they dropped the price. So that's the easy way to remember. If I'm selling the market, I expect the market to go down. Now, let me clear this up because somebody once said, so Shane, if we're selling the market, does that mean that I already have to own it before I sell it? Damn, I should have called that. Look at that thing go down. Anyway, they said, does that mean I have to own it before I sell it? And no, that's not what it means at all when it comes to trading Forex. It simply means that we're getting in a position, and just like this did right here, we expect it to go down. All right? So if we're buying the market, it's just the opposite. If we're buying it, we expect the market to go up. So if I put a buy right there, boom, I'm expecting the market to go up from here, and boom, it's going up. See, I knew it was going to do that. I know the market. Yeah, so we expect the market to go up. Easy as that. I think everybody got that part. Let's get back over here. All right, the pairs. Now let's get back to the cell phone app. Everybody know we should have the MT4. Looks like this right here. If you don't have it, you're down. I think everybody has that by now. How do you find the pairs? I think everybody knows how to find the pairs. Oh, shoot, I didn't mean to X that out. Let's go back over here. Bring it back up. Give it a second, guys. All right. So on that application, there's something at the bottom that looks like this right here. Have the arrow going down, arrow going up. It's called a market watch. And you just click that button, and all your pairs you have a list of pairs. You can do it while we're on the webinar. If you have any questions about it, you can let me know if you don't know how to find your pairs. As we go, if you're not finding it, it's great to do this while we go. Find a pair or whatever. And if you can't find it, then just send me in the chat. But I think we're all to that point already. But you click that button, boom, and then all your pairs will come out. Now, sometimes you'll see that we will call a trade, and that particular pair, you don't see it on the list. What you would have to do is go click this plus sign, not this one, but there's a plus sign that you will see, and it will see something that says ECN. There's some minor detail differences versus the iPhone versus the Android, but in general, they're pretty much the same. If you click that button, you'll see something that says ECN. You click on ECN, and then you'll see a list of other pairs. You click on those pairs, then they will be added to the main list that you can choose from. Okay? So that's how you find your pair. If you're on the computer, look the same. See that arrow up, the arrow down? You click that, boom, there go your pairs. If you're on your computer. Sometimes you get here, you don't see all your pairs there because it's a new platform. When you get a new platform, they don't just put all the pairs there. But if you right click in this area, you see this right, it says show all, you click on show all, then all of the pairs will come out. Even your exotics and your commodities, like the WTCI crude oil. You got the gold right here, XAU USD, that stands for gold. XAG USD, that stands for silver. Natural gas, Brent crude, USD Mexican peso. You know, so you have all your pairs that you'll be able to find right there on your MT4 platform on your computer. Let's move right along. Okay, the pair. Now the price. This is where we get a little, we're going to dig in a little bit here. All right. So the price. Now this price thing is very important. What happens a lot of times, we'll close these out. What happens a lot of times with new traders, they'll see a signal come in the channel. I'll close. They'll see a signal come in the channel, right? And they'll go find the pair and they say we're buying. What's this signal right here say? The EURCHF. So they'll see I'm selling EURCHF. They'll find the pair and they'll just click sell. Boom, I'm in the trade, baby. But they will forget to look at the price. And generally here on the highway to freedom, if you're taking the signals the proper way, you should get one or two results. Either one, you're getting the same results as the signal caller or the signal, the actual signal that comes through the chat, or two, you're getting better results. Either the same or better. You shouldn't be getting, when I say results, I'm talking about far as pips. Now, obviously the size of your account is going to determine the amount of money you make. But as far as pips, if I'm calling a signal when I close it out at 50 pips, you shouldn't be closing out at 30 pips when I close out at 50 pips. You should either be closing out at 50 pips or 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, whatever, anything more, if you're taking the signals the right way. So let's talk about how we do that. You say, wow, how can you do that, Shane? You're the one calling the signal. You're the one in control. How can I get better results than you? Because we're playing follow the leader. Playing follow the leader. It's like, if you can do it, I can do it better. That's what you guys should be telling me. Well, Shane, if you can do it, I can do it better because you're just following around what I'm doing. So let's say we get in this market right here. And that price, as you guys can see, is, let's say I'm selling this market right here at 0.84944. Let me write that down. 0.84944. Let's say I decide to sell the EUR GBP. As you can see, that's the GBP up there. I decide to sell it at the price of 0.84944. And let's say by the time you get to your phone, let's say you're at work, you're busy, you're driving, you didn't get a chance to get to it right away, which is all good. You don't have to panic if you don't see the signal right away. You guys will find that a lot of times when we enter the market, I don't close the trade until hours later, even days later, sometimes weeks later. We've been in trades for almost a month sometime here on the highway to freedom. So if you're ever in that predicament, don't get worried. It's okay. Everything is going to be all right. You know, I know some guys come from different groups and different trading styles and different things of that nature. And our style is truly different than anything you probably ever going to see. So that's why I emphasize the things that I'm emphasizing right now. So let's say we're selling it, but by the time you got to your phone, the price was down here, but we're selling it. So let me put this on a 5-minute chart, a 15-minute chart, let's just say. So let's say by the time you got to your phone, this is the original, this top line up here is the original sell. And by the time you got to your phone, the price was here. It was already dropped. It dropped 16 pips, 15, 16 pips by the time you got to your phone. Now naturally you probably say, oh, let me just jump in right quick. Oh man, it's going. But no, you don't get in that trade until that price comes back to our entry or goes above the price. Repeat, if I'm selling and the price is below the sell, more than 5 pips, let's just say, you don't enter the trade until the price goes back to the entry or above it. And there's a couple of reasons for that I'm explaining. The first reason is, let's say you enter this trade right here, 15 pips below the sell that I put in. And the market starts moving back. Let's say it moves back halfway between us, so it moves back 7 or 8 pips. And I might put in the group, I say, hey guys, we're in the blue on the EUR GBP, whoop, 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 yeah, yeah, yay. And you're like, whoa, I'm not in the blue, I'm in the red. What are these guys talking about? Oh man, they scamming, they lying, they BSing. Talking about they in the blue and I'm in the red, 8 pips. Well, no, we are in the blue. It's that you got in the trade when the price had already left the station, like they call it, leaving the bus station. So if let's say the price goes back way above our entry, you're gonna be in more red than the actual signal that was called. Let's say that the price goes back against us 20 pips. So we're in the trade, we're behind 20 pips, okay, no problem. Guess what? You're behind 35 pips. So your anxiety, your emotions are playing with you a little bit more heavier than maybe the other people in the trade. Because you got in the trade when the bus already left the station. It goes against us 50 pips, you're negative 65 pips at that point in time. And see, I can't be there with everybody individually to know exactly what's going on with your trade and if you're safe, if you're the right risk management, did you get in at the right time to know how many pips are you in the red and things like that nature. But if we all follow that system of not taking the trade unless it's at the entry point or behind, at least as a signal caller, I will know at least these guys, we're in the same boat or you actually in a better position, okay? So now, look what happens if we do follow that system. And sometimes you may miss a trade like that. Sometimes you may get there too late. We're 15 pips in the profit, and it drops another 50 pips. And I say we're closing 65 pips. And you're like, oh, man, I could have gotten a trade. Don't worry about it. Another trade is going to come. Come on, we average 388 pips a week. So what, you miss one 50-pip trade? This is a marathon. This is not about getting rich off of one trade. Don't worry about it. Let it go. No problem. Now, let's talk about if you did it the right way, though. So let's say I put in a sell right there at this top line at 0.84944. And by the time you got to your phone, you were working, whatever the case might be, you saw that the price was at 0.85260. Guess what? Get in the trade. Because you know what? At that point in time, you have an advantage of 32 pips. Let me see something here. Let me look at our trades that we're currently in. Okay, USD CAD is behind us a few pips. So let's say you just got you just got to your phone and you saw the entry. USD, I put the entry at 109.830, I think, something like that. Somewhere around that area. We're not putting this either. Oh, 1.35128. And currently USD CAD is at 1.35548. Let's just go look at it. Let's just go look at it. How about that? Let's use some real life examples. Where is it? Oh, there we go. All right, boom. And so I put the signal at 1.35128. 1.35128. Right there. And currently, USD CAD is against us 43 pips, about 45, let's say 45 pips. And for whatever reason, you didn't see the original signal in the channel when I put it there. Whatever the reason might be, who cares? And you just get in there now. Guess what? And you got there now, it's a great time to enter. That's great for you. Because you know what? You get in the trade right there, and generally we like to close trades at about 50 pips. So guess what? If I close the trade at 50 pips, guess how many pips you close? 95. 95. So you see what I'm saying? How either you get the same results or better results because you had a little bit of patience and you waited for the market to go against us, or you got in a little bit later, whatever the reason might be. So when you close out that trade, you're closing at 95 when I'm closing at 50. Because as we can see, the market went against us. All right, we got a chat. Let me see what that chat is about. I'm taking that trade now. Hi, Natalie. That's what's up. Yeah. And Natalie's good for that. Natalie's good because she has a busy, she works and things like that. And a lot of times she'll send me a text message and say, Shane, I'm going. And what she'll do, she'll go through the signals channel throughout for the day or whatever, for the last couple of days, whatever the case might be. And whatever trade that she's not in, as long as we didn't close the trade in the signals channel, it's still a valid trade. It's still a live trade. And all you have to do is go in the signals channel, look at the open trades, look at the entry price, and then look at the current price. If the current price is, if we're selling and the current price is above, you can get in the trade. Vice versa if we're buying. If we're buying the market and the price is below, you can get in the trade because now you have a better entry than the actual signal that was posted. Okay, capiche? Everybody got that? Let me get a 1 in the chat if everybody has it, or let me get a no if you don't have it. If you're not following me there, you don't have to put a 1. Just let me know, get a no if you're not following me there. Okay, so I take it everybody's following me there. Okay, we got a chat. Let me see what that says. Okay, Mark got it. Yeah, I know you got it, Mark. You the master. Kendra, okay, no, okay. So what is that you don't get about it, Kendrell? Yeah, am I saying that, Kendrell? Hope I'm saying it right. Hey guys, if you don't write on the screen, please. I think somebody's writing on the screen. Please don't write on the screen. It's kind of irritating to see this kind of writing up there. I don't know how to erase it off my screen yet. So please don't write on the screen. Can you type in, Kendrell, what it is that you don't understand about what I'm saying there? And I'll answer it. Okay, you missed. Okay, no problem. So right now we're in the USD CAD trade, Kendrell, and we entered that trade at 1.35128. Okay? So basically what we're saying, there's 1 or 2 results that you want to receive by taking the signals. Either you want to get the same results as the signal caller, or you want to get better results. And the way that you do that is always, if we're selling the market, like right here on the USD CAD, you would not get in that trade if the price was below what I post in the signals channel. So any number below 1.35128, any 5 pips, if it's like 5 pips or something, you can get in it. But let's say 10, 15, 20 pips below, it was already left the station, it's already dropping. And you say, oh man, I don't want to miss that trade. I got to jump in that trade. Let it go. Let it go. Because if you don't, if you try to jump in that trade, and let's say the market starts to pull back on us, like a lot of time it does, you're going to be in more red, more negativity than the rest of the group. Your emotions are going to be playing havoc on you more than anybody else because you got in the trade when it was already below. So let's say the price came down 15 pips, you got in it, but it went up above us 20 pips above the entry. Instead of you being down 20 pips, you're going to be down 35 pips. Now, vice versa to that, if you are to wait for the price to go above the actual price that we put in the signals channel, like in this current scenario, the USD CAD is against us about 45 pips. So let's say you didn't see the original signal come in. And when you did get to your phone, it's right now when it's 45 pips against us. And you put the sell right there. And I close out in the signal channel 50 pips on the USD CAD. Well, guess what? Instead of you closing 50 pips, you will be closing 95 pips, giving you better results than what the actual signal was. Or you may come in here and say, I'm getting in the market at 45 pips. When it gets back to the entry right here, I'm going to take my profits because that'll put me in my 5% for the day. Hey, you can do that as well. The whole point of the signals, especially as you guys start to get comfortable taking the signals, you will learn how to use the signals to cater to your trading style. I just say not trading style, but your trading tolerance. Some people don't like to sit in trades for long periods of time. Their nerves just play with them. For example, we've been up 30, 40 pips on the GBP USD second position for like the last couple of days now. And some people, what they do, they've been taking profits. If it goes back up, they get back in. If it goes back to the entry, they'll get back in. It goes down another 30, 40 pips, they'll take the profits. Goes back to the entry, they'll get back in. So what they're literally doing is compounding profits within that consolidation area. Now me, I'm more like a kind of like a long-term trade. I don't mind sitting in the trade and letting it do what it do, you know? But that's the philosophy behind, if we're selling, let the price get above the entry or exactly on it. And if we're buying, you let the price go below the entry. As far as the price is concerned, you let it go below or exactly. If you do that, you'll be guaranteed to get the same results that we close out with when we calling out the pips, the counting the pips, and when I close out the signal, you will get the same results or better results. For example, Natalie didn't get in the USD CAD immediately. She just happened to see it right now while we're on the computer right here. So she just entered the USD CAD. So whenever I close out that USD CAD, whenever it is it decides to drop, you guys will know that Natalie has a 45 pip advantage on us. And she, you know, there you go from that. Natalie, I thought you got in that USD CAD earlier. You over leveraging, you adding more trades than necessary. All right, so Kendra, you got it? Yeah, Natalie, you want to be careful with, well, I think we talked about that before, but all right. Kendra, you got it? Let me get a yes if you got it. And I'll move on. Okay, cool. Got it. All right, good. And again, guys, like I say, that'll keep you safe. All right? All right. So let's move right along. That's the price. Everybody got the price. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. It's pretty simple as far as the price is concerned. You know, buys. You know. Okay, let's add a little bit of automation to this whole thing, because now the next thing that comes up, I hear people say, well, selling is above the line and buying is below. Selling is above the line. I think that's what you meant to type. Right. Above the actual entry price. The line, you see the line on my computer, but you wouldn't see a line on your thing. What you're going to be focused on is this price. So if I'm selling EUR CHF, I'm going to sell it as long as it's above this price right here. So if it's at 1.08, 209, yeah, I can get in it. You know, anything above that price, you can get in the trade, basically. And sometimes it's you get lucky or whatever, and you didn't see it right away, and you get a 50-pip advantage. There you go. And I'm going to tell you guys straight up, a lot of times when I call the signal, more times than none, it goes red before we close out the trade. A lot of times. And a lot of that's done on purpose because of the platform that we have here. I trade on what they call a higher time frame. I like to make trades for us as a group based off the 4-hour chart and the daily chart. So what had happened is the higher the time frame, you will see a little more drawback within the trade. But if I was making quick trades off, let's say the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart, you guys will never get a chance to get in it because I'll be in 30 minutes to an hour later, I'm closing it. And that's not going to benefit us with the for the reason that we set up this platform. We set it up for people to be able to profit even though they're at work, even though they're with the children, even though they're on vacation. So what that means is you have to have enough time to see the price, see the entry, get off of work, get home, get comfortable, whatever it takes to get in it. So we trade off the higher time frame, knowing that, yeah, we're going to get some pullback. That's just the nature of the higher time frame. The higher the time frame, the more the pullback, but the greater potential of pips you get when the market actually starts to go your way. I like to trade, I like to get 50 pips, knowing that I have the potential to get 300 or 400 pips out of the trade. You see what I'm saying? That's what you call risk to reward. So I like my reward potential to be great for the risk that I'm willing to take. And that's all by design for the platform that we have here. You know, we can't be like in and out of trades and expecting everybody to be able to keep up with your busy lifestyle. All right. So you got it. All right. So let's add a little bit of automation because you guys are busy, because you are working, because you're doing whatever you're doing. Because you say, well, okay, Shane, I wait till the price goes above, but you don't have time to sit there and just stare at the computer like I do and just wait for the price to go above and the wait to see because you're busy. So this is when we implement something we call a buy stop, sell stop, buy limit, sell limit. Let's talk about the buy stop first really quick. So what a buy stop, let's talk about the sell stop in this scenario. So what a sell stop is, let's say this price is up here at 1.35572 and the signal is at 1.35128. What the sell stop will do, whenever this price drops down and hits this price, it will automatically put you in the trade. It will automatically put you in the trade once the price drops down and hits this line. Let's look at it from the graph, the chart right here. So you can see this right here, it says sell stop. Imagine that this blue line is the actual area, the actual signal that we put in. That's the price of the signal. And imagine the top of this arrow right here is actually where the price currently is. As you can see, whenever the price drops down in this blue line, it will automatically put you in the trade. So you can be wherever you are and you can just set it up with a pending order. So how do you do the pending order, Shane? Let's talk about it. Oh, I didn't set that up. Oh, come on. All right, sorry. Give me a second here. Okay. All right. So if you're on your MT4 on your phone, okay. Originally, when you come up to put in an order, I forgot to even go over this part. You guys should all know how to get to this part right here. You hold on to the pair, and it'll give you options to put in a new order off the pair. I know Lawrence guys is pretty sharp, and Jules guys are pretty sharp. He pretty much walks you guys through that. But when you have that list of pairs, you find your pair. If it's in this case the USD CAD, you hold down onto it. You have a pop-up box that says new order, close order, and things of that nature. So once you click new order, it'll bring you to this page. Here's where you can put in your lot size. Here at the bottom, you see sell or buy. And then at the top, you see market execution. So now, if you want to put in a sell stop, which is like a pending order, you're setting up a position to take for the future that's going to go in automatically, you simply click on market execution right here. When you click on market execution, you'll see this drop box. This box pop down like this. And you simply click on sell stop. When you click on sell stop, you basically put in the price that you want to enter the market. So if you wanted to get in the market exactly with the signal, you would simply just put in whatever the signal is, and then when the market drops down to that point, it will automatically push you in the trade. So you can be busy working or whatever you're doing and don't have to worry about missing out on the trade. Now, like I was saying before, generally you won't really need to use a sell stop, because as long as the price is above the signal on a sell, you can go ahead and get into the trade. You generally won't need to use a buy stop. Let's take a look at what the buy stop looks at. It's just the opposite of the sell stop. So let's say we were buying the market. This blue line right here is the signal for the entry of, that's the signal price. The market was down here at the bottom of the arrow, so whenever it goes up and it hits the signal, it will automatically put you into a buy. You generally won't need a buy stop because, like we talked about, as long as the price is below the actual signal, it's okay to enter the trade. But now, let's talk about the buy limit and the sell limit. This is what we're going to be using, or you guys probably using more than none, taking the trades. So let's say we're going on a buy, and like I used an example a while ago, the price was 20 pips above the actual signal that we put in the channel. The current price is 20 pips above. So in this example, this blue line is the signal. This right here of this little part of the arrow is the current price. So if you put a buy limit, when the price drops down and hits the actual price that you put in from the signal, it will automatically put you into a buy. It could drop down a little bit below, but when it comes back up, you will automatically be in the trade. Vice versa with the sell limit. They say this blue line is the signal, but the price was right here 20 pips below, let's just say. When the price rises back up, hits the actual signal entry price, it will automatically put you in a sell. And when the price drops back down, you will automatically be in the trade. It takes you about 30 seconds to do that with the MT4. So again, if it's a sell and the price is below already, you simply come here, you click on sell limit. It will give you the option to type in the price where you want to enter your sell, and you execute it, and you go back to doing whatever you was doing. So whenever the price comes back up to that sell, that price that you entered, it will automatically put you in the trade. Vice versa with the buy limit. Anybody don't get that part? You can put no in the chat. If not, we'll move on. Pretty simple stuff. But it adds automation to your trade, and it puts you in a position where you don't have to worry about missing trades. We really don't have any excuses, guys. I hear excuses. I'm busy, I'm working, I missed the trade. If you're not willing to do it manually by, watching the chart every now and then, or looking at your phone to see if the price actually got back there, just put in a pending order, put in a buy limit or sell limit until we close the trade. Now, if your buy limit or your sell limit doesn't execute by the time we close the trade, and I close the trade, then go back in and close out your pending order. If not, it will still be open. And when the market goes back up there, you will be in that trade, and we've already closed it. Understand? All right. All right, so that's that. And it makes it very convenient. We first started showing that for a young man on the team called King Aziz. I think he's on tonight. King Aziz, he sells life insurance, and we work together. Actually, we work out of the same office. And you know, when we're selling life insurance, I know when I'm sitting down with a client, I don't care who's calling me. It could be my mom calling me. I don't care who's calling me. I don't want to interrupt and stop what I'm doing with the client to answer my phone or look at my phone. It's kind of inconsiderate. And I could potentially lose a sale because some people are fickle like that. They're like, oh, he's not paying me attention. He's going to answer his phone. He's saying it. You know, some people are like that. So I'm not going to sit there and worry about my phone while I'm sitting with a client. I'm going to give that client my undivided attention. So we started doing that. Let's say Aziz is in the car. He's about to walk into the house. He's about to deal with his client. And the price is not exactly where he wants it to be at that point. He can always put in a buy limit or a sell limit, go deal with the client just in case he's not able to enter the trade once the price gets to where he wants to be because he's busy or whatever. And he doesn't have to worry about anything. And that's worked out for him very well, very well. Okay, so that's that. All right, so we all have the price. We know how to enter. Anybody have any questions up until that point? Any questions up until that point on how to enter the trade? I see we had maybe a couple people that just joined. I'm not going to go back over the whole thing that we covered, but this is being recorded, so whatever you missed, you'll be able to, you know, recap. But anybody, any questions up until that point? Okay, no chats. Good. You guys are sharp. You guys are catching on. That's good. So now let's deal with my favorite part, the lot size calendar. And it's not really like, I know we say it a lot, risk management, but it's no big deal. All you gotta do is follow it. The problem is the discipline of following it. Especially when you see Kerwin close out the EUR-JPY. You guys got in the market at the same place. You got out of the market at the same place. But you see Kerwin make $2,000 and you made 20. You're like, oh man, if I would have had a 45-cent lot, I could have made $2,000. So you start getting a little bit greedy and you start pushing it a little bit. You're saying, oh, let me up it up a little bit. I'm trying to get this money. And the minute you do that, the minute the market goes against you 50 pips and blows your account, it will happen. It can happen. It will happen if you over leverage. And see, we like to use traders' way because they let you over leverage. They'll let you put a dollar lot on $200, which you should never ever do. But they will let you, because guess what? You blow your account, they get the money. Or some, you know, the market makers, they get the money. You guys have to understand with this Forex thing, every time that you win, somebody lost. And every time that you lose, somebody wins. So it's not like it's just like, oh, your money just happened to go in a clear blue sky. No, somebody got that money. Somebody wants you to lose. And again, like I was saying before, the only thing that we have control over when we're trading these markets, because we don't have control over the way, the direction of the market is going to move or how far it's going to move. I don't care how much you sit there and pray at your computer because you over leveraged and now you're hoping and praying that the market don't go against you one more pip, because if it moves against you one more pip, you're going to blow your account. I don't care how much you pray at that computer. Doesn't mean that the market is going to go back your way. Trust me, I've tried it. You know, before I got to this point where I was able to calm my behind down and use the right risk management, when I was in my greedy stages, I used to take a $300 account and put a dollar lot on it and try to come up real quick, you know, and there were times I would win like that. That's what had me in a position where I kept trying to do it. What you will find is when you try to over leverage these accounts, you're not going to grow. You're going to win sometimes and you're going to lose sometimes. You're going to win sometimes and you're going to lose sometimes. You're going to win big, but you're going to lose big. So you're going to find you're not getting anywhere. And you're blowing your account more than you're winning. And you're just getting frustrated. You're going in circles. You're not doing anything. And that's what we call gambling. That's called on the Vegas. You're at the casino. You know, some people don't trade for it. They say, oh, that's you just gambling, man. We don't gamble here. We use the proper risk management and allow the market to move the direction it's going to move until it goes our direction. The only way that we're able to sit in trades comfortably, even though it moves against us sometimes, 100 pips, 200 pips, 300 pips. The only way we're able to do that is because of this risk management right here. If it wasn't for us using the proper risk management, we wouldn't have the record that we have here, those 5,400 pips in 14 weeks. There's no way we would have got that. Because like I said before, more times than none, the market will put us in the red before it puts us in the blue. So I'm emphasizing it like that because that's how crucial it is. We're not here to lose money. We're here to make money. And this is a $5.3 trillion industry. You can make unlimited amount of money, but you cannot be in a rush to get there. We're going to talk about the P390 Forex in a second, but you cannot be in a rush to get there. This is not a race. This is a marathon. Like Femi always says, this is not get rich quick. This is get rich slow. Now, slow is a funny word to say because the returns that we're making on our investments is incredible. You cannot go put your money in the bank and get the type of returns that we're earning here on the highway to freedom. You just cannot do it. It's just not happening. You can't go anywhere. Lawrence gave a story, I think, last week. His wife put $10,000 in a CD, and I think after 6 months, that CD earned 25 cents. Jules gave me an example of a situation like that. I think it was some type of investment vehicle that he had his money in, and it was something that was like, are you serious? You know? Versus we got testimonials right here of Lawrence himself starting a $200 account in 6 months and 2 days, over $27,000 from $200. But he did it with this right here, proper risk management, not trying to get there faster than the market would allow him to get there. Because I promise you, if you over leverage, you will blow your account or you will be losing money. You're going to be in a situation where you're closing out trades because you're scared. Oh man, I got to close this out because it might go against me more than I expected it to. But if you use this, you can just chill. You can go to sleep at night. If you over leverage, it'll have you staying up, staring at your computer at night, like just staring at the computer like, oh, please, praying and stuff. I'm sorry, God doesn't answer Forex prayers. I'm not knocking anybody's faith, but he does not answer Forex prayers. I'm going to tell you straight up. He doesn't have anything to do with Forex. Okay? So just recently, we actually adjusted this lot size calendar even down a little bit more. You see, we understand the nature of people. As much as I say about over leveraging, you're blowing your account and you're gambling if you over leverage and things, as much as I say that, there will be folks who still push the envelope. And we were in a USD JPY a couple of weeks ago and an EUR JPY a couple of weeks ago. And those markets went down against us more than we expected due to fundamentals. Matter of fact, Trump came out with the USD and he came out and made a statement and said he feels that the USD is stronger than necessary and it's going to hurt the people. The damn USD dropped like 300 pips off of that. Matter of fact, let me see the chart. I'll show you guys where it happened. This is 4 hour. You see this right here? We were in buys like up here. We still have like 3 buys. This is my demo, so you don't see it. But we have buys up here. And all of this, we were sitting in there, looking at all this stuff drop on us. It's the 4 hour chart. Yeah. We were in up here and it is dropping. Dropping. Let me see how many pips that is. No, we wasn't up there. We ain't even 600 pips now. Probably right around in here. Yeah, right in there where you see them lines. Right where I got that's right where I got those lines. So from here alone, that's 359 pips. And so what happened was that week in our Telegram, folks were nervous. Oh, Shane, how far you think this USD JPY gonna drop on us? Shane, yo, what's going on? The USD JPY. And I think some of you probably were in our Telegram at that point in time. And you can hear the nervousness of the people. When I hear that, I know who over leveraged and who didn't. I can tell. And you know, I like to do my follow-ups at the end of the week, and a couple of people blew their account that week. They blew it. Now, at least they were honest enough to be able to say, well, you know what, Shane, I over-leveraged, and, you know, I shouldn't have, and I blew my account. Or if they didn't blow their account, they had to close out a few trades in the red because they had more trades open than necessary. That's what I was telling you a while ago, Natalie. If you were already in the USD CAD, wasn't no point really to add another position up there because now you're just adding on more risk. But, you know, it is what it is. But, yeah, you started adding more trades than necessary, and this market starts pushing down more than we expect. Now, we expected it to go up right here. You can see that. It looked like it wanted to go up, and it already had dropped so low. You can see that. It dropped 6. That was like, let me see how many pips that is. It dropped 539 pips. If you had looked at the TDI around this point in time, it was oversold. So we were already saying, yeah, this market is going to play up and take us back up here. But it didn't, though. Know why? Because we can't predict the market. We don't know exactly what the market is going to do, when it's going to do it. We make educated decisions, but anything can happen. And around this time right here, that day when Trump spoke, this is what happened. Dropped. Look at that. Straight down. Boom. Let me put on the day chart so you can see what it looked like in the day. This right here. This is that. I remember that. This day right here. These 2 days right here. Those 2 days, everybody was crying in the Telegram. If you had came on new with us, I'm surprised you're still with us with the way people was crying. Because if I was not like, damn, they losing over here. I don't know. I ain't messing with these people, man. They losing money. They crying over here. But if you use the right risk management, like my man King Aziz, who's in here right now, he still got those trades open. He's still making money until they go back in the blue. And see, what happens is if you use the proper risk management, it allows you to take other trades while you wait for those trades to go back in the blue. So what happens is you're still building your account. We call that facing adversity. What do we call that? Staring adversity in the face and taking advantage of it. We stare adversity in the face. We'll look at a position in the red, and we take advantage of it. Either by other pairs that we close out. We're in a GBP USD, our first position in GBP USD. Again, fundamentals. Last week, Theresa May said something, and it made the GBP USD go straight up like 250 pips. But we're still making money on other trades because we use the proper risk management. And then the other thing that we do, we add positions. So let's say this market will drop against us from our first position. When it turns back up, we'll add a position. So let's say I put a trade in, let's say right here, and and it dropped against us, and I put another trade right here. I'll teach you guys some secrets to success. They don't teach this nowhere else. Oh, this is the day chart. I'm gonna use a smaller time frame. And and it dropped against us, and I put another position right here. These are buys. I put a buy here, it went against us, and that's 90 pips. So what happens is, with this second buy position, with both of these trades being the same lot size, I literally go into profits on both trades overall when the market moves up from this bottom position 46 pips. Soon as it goes 46 pips, because this is a 90 pip difference. As soon as this market moves up 46 pips, I'm in profit overall both of the trades. At 45 pips, I break even between the two trades. So if I was just that scared, I could close them out both at 45 pips and I break even. I have no loss. Now, we don't get scared on the highway to freedom, but this is the philosophy behind adding positions. So you might see in the signal channel, we talk about position 1, position 2, position 3. That's because the market went against us, but we're taking that adversity and taking advantage of it by adding positions when it turns back up in our direction. All right? But the only thing that allows us to do it, going back to the lot sizes, is this right here, the risk management. So again, we adjusted this, we made it lower because we understand the nature of people. Even this, when I put a 200 to 400, I say use a 1 cent to 2 cent, there will still be people that use a 4 cent to 5 cent or a 2 cent to 4 cent. And which is still good. I mean, our original lot size was still good, but people were still over leveraging it. So we said, all right, you know what? Let's drop it down. If you go a little bit over this, you still be safe. If you stick to it, you definitely will be safe. You'll have nothing to worry about. And if you realize this is a marathon and not a race, you will stick to that, knowing that you're still going to get crazy gains in regards to percentages on your investment. Okay? Any questions on the lot sizes? Anybody want to dispute the lot sizes? Anything about the lot sizes? You see that? It's basically in half now. Now, if you stick to this, per trade won't be 5% at this calendar right here. Per trade is not 5%. The lot size we had before, if we close 50 pips, it would be 5% per trade. But as you notice, we take multiple trades per day or at one point in time. Might not be per day, but we're always in more than one trade. So over the average of the trades we take, you should be getting that average of 5% a day, 25% a week, 100% a month. Actually more based off our results, and we're going to talk about that in a second. All right, so that's the lot size. Stick to it, and you have nothing to worry about no matter how far the market goes against you. Because take a look at this. Let's take a look at this in regard to lot sizes. The pip. Now, if you're using a micro lot, which is a 0.01 to 0.09, that's called a micro lot. That's 10 cents per pip. Use a mini lot, that's a 10-cent lot, we like to say. So that's a 0.10 to a 0.99 is a mini lot, which is, at this point, 0.10 is $1 per pip, 0.20 is $2, 0.30 is $3, and so forth. You got it? If it's 0.35, that's $3.50 per pip on average. Some pairs that is off a little bit because the brokers charge a little commission and swap fee on the actual position. But so it's not going to be exactly $1 per pip. It might be 80 cents per pip. And then there's some pairs that's worth a little bit more, like EUR GBP is worth a little bit more per pip because it has a smaller average daily range. And then if it's a standard lot, which is where we want to be, it's a 1.0, and that's going to be $10 per pip. Now, if I take a trade, right, and let's say a mini lot. Okay, let's say I have a $500 account, and I use $1 lot on it, and the market goes against me 50 pips. Guess what? You just blew your account. 10 times 50 is 500. But if I used let's say a 5-cent lot on a $500 account, the market could go against me 1,000 pips because 5 cents, a micro lot or a 0.05 lot would be 50 cents, would be 50 cents per pip. And a $500 account, that means, am I saying this right? Yeah. 0.0, that means the market could go against me 1,000 pips before I worried about blowing my account. You see what I'm saying? So it's just about using the leverage the proper way, proper risk management, so you never have to worry, even when you're in the red. And it allows you to add positions to bring that trade back into the blue one way or the other. Whether it's because we have other pairs that are open that's giving us profits, or whether it's because we added positions in the current trade to bring us back into the blue before we even get back to the original position. Okay? All right. I feel like I need to say something else about that. But yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And we don't use a stop loss, but we use the right risk management. Now, the reason that we don't use a stop loss is because we don't know exactly what the market is going to do. And the most frustrating thing is to be in a trade, right? Let's say you buy in this right here, the market, and you put a stop loss 10 pips, 20 pips below, and to see the market come hit your stop loss, knock you out the trade, you lose 20 pips of your money, and just to see next morning the market went up 50 pips, and if you didn't have a stop loss, you would have never got out the trade, and you would have never lost your money. And I swear that thing happens so much. When I used to use stop losses, and I was losing money. Use a stop loss, you're going to lose money. That's just the way it is. And I don't care what nobody says about it, you're going to lose money when you use a stop loss. This is why our record here is incredible. Out of the 5,300 pips, guess what? We've taken 3 losses for 59 pips out of 5,300 closed winning pips. You don't hear about that. That's unheard of in Forex, because everywhere I go, they teach you how to use a stop loss. And they brag about, let's use a 10 pip stop loss. Let's see how close we can get our stop loss. A 10 pip, a 5 pip stop loss. Yeah, we're doing good. Come on, man. The market is always moving around. You see the price is always moving up. 5 pips up, 10 pips down, 20 pips up. It's always moving around. And nobody knows exactly what the market is going to do. So what you will find yourself doing is balancing your account out from stop loss to stop loss. You'll find yourself kind of going in circles. I won these 2 trades, I lost on that trade, I won here, I lost there, I won here, I lost there, and you're just going in circles. So again, we control what we can control. We can't control the market, but we can control our risk. So we use small enough risk so when the market does give us adversity, we are still okay. Because I don't care if it takes you 6 months, the market will go back your way eventually. Now, it ain't going to take you 6 months with the trades that we're putting in there, but eventually the market always returns. It's always moving up and down. The market is always, I promise, it's always. So just give yourself enough space to let it move. That's the philosophy behind our trading style. That's the biggest difference with us than a lot of the places you'll ever go to look about trading. And there's hundreds of groups out there that have their strategy. I'm not knocking theirs. I just know what works for us. I just know why we continue to win no matter what. This is why we're able to be in trades even during fundamentals. Like we took advantage of the EUR-JPY this week when it went up 300 pips on that gap. We won in that trade. Even in UJ, we closed out. This gap right here, this is the market open gap. We won on that trade. We closed like maybe 50-something pips on our position. Now, guess what? If we were in that trade and it went the opposite way, we still would have been okay because we've been there before. With the GBP USD alone, it did that. The fundamentals of the market pushed it up against us 250 pips. We're still okay. Everything is going to be all right. You see what I'm saying? But it's only because we're controlling what we can control, which is the only thing you can control in Forex, is the risk that you take. And you can take that to the bank and win every single time. All right? So, you know, and I'm going hard on that because that's so important. Don't get greedy. Now, let me tell you why you don't have to get greedy. Okay, before I do that, important. If you're, okay, now sometimes we have like a lot of trades going on and we didn't close lot yet. And you shouldn't face this with the proper risk management, but sometimes you might. There's been times where I had like 15, 20 trades open. I try to stay away from that. I don't want to put us in that kind of area, especially because I realize that some people's account is not as large as others. But if ever your margin level percentage gets near or below 300%, now what's the margin level percentage? You'll see your account like, so you got your balance, you have your equity, your free margin, and your margin level percentage. If this gets near or below 300, don't take the next trade that's coming in the channel until you close out another trade or a couple of trades that raises your margin level percentage. Now, 300 is safe, it's good. And once this gets below 100%, they're going to start closing out your negative trades automatically for you. You won't have to worry about, should I close them out? They're going to close it out for you. That's what they call a margin call in the Forex markets. And what they're going to start doing, because you're going over the amount of leverage that they afford you, you're going past the amount of leverage that they give you. So once it gets below 100, they're going to start closing it out. But for the group, I say don't trade anything else unless if it gets near 300, just to keep us extra safe. All right? Because the last thing I want to hear about is somebody blowing an account. That's the last thing. But it can happen in Forex if you're not doing the right thing. It will happen. But I'd rather you guys learn from my mistakes than you learn on your, having to go through that pain on your own. Let me just tell you straight up, my journey in Forex, I've lost over $10,000 to get to the point where I'm at now. To get to a point where I've learned to be disciplined, patient, and consistent. I've lost. I dealt with the pain to get here, though. But you shouldn't have to. Some people say, what's that saying about a fool learns from somebody wise learn from other people's mistakes, a fool learns from their own, something like that. Just learn from me, the fool. I'm the fool, you learn from me, the fool. You learn from my mistakes of the times where I was greedy and over leveraging, and to get to where I'm at now, where I can say, all right, I got this down pat. I'm good now. All right. So if it ever gets 300% low, don't take the trade. Let it go. All right. So let's move on. Any questions about taking signals with the information? One more thing. Lot size. When you start trading, this is how much you need to trade depending on your equity. Not your balance, your equity. Very important as well. Now, in this case example I just showed you, the equity is greater than the balance because I'm in a trade that's in profits. If this trade was in red and negative, my equity would have been less than my balance. So when you're adding lots, you add lots based on your equity, whatever your equity is, not your balance. The balance does not change until you close out a trade, but your equity is always moving based on the movement of the open positions that you're in. So you always put your lot, if this is 10,000 at the top, but this is 8,000 at the bottom for your equity, then it's going to be let's look at it. If it's 8,000 for your equity, then you'll be doing a 40 to 50 cent lot size. 40 cent actually. For 8,000. All right. So always based on your equity. Any questions so far? I know it's 11 o'clock while I talk. So any questions so far about the information we're going on? Can everybody feel like they're able to take a trade now based on the information that we've gone over and take that trade comfortably, confidently and securely. Does everybody feel that way? If not, let me get a no in the channel. And it's really not anything hard. There's nothing hard about it. Taking this, following the signals. There's nothing hard about it. It's just about controlling those things inside of you, really. That's the hardest thing. The discipline of not over leveraging. It sounds easy, but I'm telling you guys, when you know that I could trade, shoot, a 60 cent instead of a 30 cent and make more money, it's kind of hard sometimes to say, I'm winning so much, I'm sure I'm going to win on this one too. They got a good record. They're pretty good traders. You gotta, but you know, and I'm telling you the more. Okay, so that discipline and the consistency. When I say consistency, that means taking the trades, paying attention. When the trades come through, looking at the price, being there, showing up to the game. You gotta show up. You can't say, I'm busy, I don't got time. No, then you're leaving money on the table. So you got to show up. Consistency, taking the trades. And the patience. Patience. Another key thing. These are internal factors that you have to deal with yourself. Patience. It could be that you're in the trade and in the red, you have that patience until it goes in the blue. It could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a day. But patience. And patience to let your account build. You might start with $200. Patience. Lets it build. That's the only way Lawrence went from 200 to 27,000 is patience. But the beautiful thing about Forex, like you start with 200, it might feel like you're not growing as fast. But the more money in the account, the faster the account grows, like the snowball effect. So the more you grow in that account, the faster that account grows because now you're using larger lot sizes. So you're making more money. You have to give yourself patience to let that snowball effect kick in. You know, when you get to 1,000, you're on a whole nother level. 5,000, it kicks in more. 10,000 or more, and then before you know it, man, forget about it. You're making thousands of dollars every single week. All right, cool. So with that being said and done, let me wrap up with the P390 Forex. The new improved version. The new improved version that we have here, what I'm going to be giving everybody I think I'll put it in the Signals channel today. So everybody should have had it. It's an Excel sheet. It's awesome. We like to consider this to be our pathway to predictable profits. Now, this right here is going to allow you to keep your emotions in check. Allow you to be patient. Because with this right here, you can set a goal and say, I need, let's say, $5,000. This allows you to actually know when you should be hitting that $5,000. So let's say you start with $1,000 in your account. You know on May the 22nd, I should be hitting about $5,000. How cool is that? The pathway to predictable profits. There's no guesswork in it. You know, if I follow the system, I take the trades, May the 22nd, I should be hitting $5,000. You know? Or let's say you guys have this, so you can put in whatever your starting balance is. Let's say you start with $200, something more humble, and you want $5,000. So you know, June the 24th, you should be having about $5,000 in your brokerage account, and that's hot. I know we say pathway, get rich slow, but come on, where do you go take $200 and grow it to get $5,000 in a couple of months like that? So this allows you guys to plan out your pathway, plan out your vision for the future, whatever it is that you're here for. I recommend that you guys go over this on a weekly basis with your sponsor. Use your sponsor as your accountability partner. Put them to work. Put a plan in place. Guys, we're not just here to make money. Yeah, we're here to make money, But it has to be something more than just making money. Everybody wants to make money. Why do you want to make money? Is it that you're trying to pay off your mortgage? Do you need to buy a new car? You want to pay off a car note? Is a child going to college soon? Have a why to what you're doing here, and it'll help you stay on the path. It'll make things more clear for you. You know what I'm saying? And this allows you to plan that out. They say without a plan, you will fail. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. The same goes with money. I like to use the example of let's say you had an extra $50 and you put that $50 in your pocket and you go out about your day. I guarantee you, if you don't have a plan for that $50 that you put in your pocket, you might have walked out the house and didn't have anything, no need for the $50. If you don't find a plan for that $50 in your pocket, I guarantee you it won't be there by the time you get home. Something will come up that makes you take something out. You're gonna buy this, you're gonna buy that, you're gonna buy this. Money is like almost like a living, breathing thing. It's like it's alive. And if you don't have a plan for it, it's gonna evade you, it's gonna elude you. So this is planning your pathway to freedom, really, to whatever your goals are. Now, the general goal, like to say, is financial freedom. But we know there's some more intermediate goals along that way. This allows you to plan it out, guys. You put your starting balance in the top, and you just plan all the way through, I mean, if we go down here, this thing gets scary. $200. Some of you are starting your accounts with $200 right now. So that means by July the 9th, you should have at least $10,000 in your account. July the 9th. That makes this thing exciting. Because now you just sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. And say, shoot, July the 9th, I'm going to be on a whole nother level. You know? And that's from $200. And the beautiful part about what I'm saying here is, now, this is a humble results, because most of the testimonials that you hear from a lot of people that's rocking with us now, that's following the system and the way they should be following it, are superseding these results. They're doing more than these results. They are ahead. You hear Natalie today said in the Telegram, I think she said she's like 2 weeks ahead of this chart right here. We have King Aziz is ahead of this chart, almost by a month, I think. And they're just following the system, That's it. They're not trying to create the wheel. They're not being greedy. They're following the system. Because see, this system right here is based off of us closing 250 pips a week. This is based off us closing 250 pips a week. If we look at our pip chart, you can see we average more than 250 pips per week. 420. Last week was kind of a little weak, but 418, 545, 272, 562. That week was a little weaker, 217, 445, 292, 440, 306, 640. You see? Now, if I add these all together, we're averaging 388 pips per week. We're averaging that. Already this week, we're over 600 pips this week alone. Already, and it's only Monday. But we like to underpromise and over-deliver. So with us under-promising you, you still end up on $10,000 by July the 9th. And you put yourself in a whole new ball game, because on the right here, these are your daily profits based on your account size. So when you hit that $10,000 mark, these are what your daily profits are. Not your daily profits, your profits per trade. Per trade, because we take more than one trade per day. We're in about 3 or 4 trades right now. But based on this slot size over here, based on this account size, these are what you're closing out per trade. Per trade. 520. And it just grows and grows and grows from there. I'm scared to even go down more and show you what it looks like down here. I'm scared. Look at this. This started with $200. August the 25th, if you stay disciplined and follow our system, $103,000 in your account. Man, let me go back to the top. Y'all don't want to see that. 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 Look at it again. $103,000, August 25th. That's that compounding effect. You guys ever heard that story about, Femi does this eloquently, but he talks about a professor came in class. I think his professor walked in his class and said, I can give you guys a penny doubled every day for 30 days, or I can give you guys $1 million right now. Some people most people raised their hand, they want the $1 million right now. Those people who took a penny, doubled every day, at the end of 30 days, that turned out to be $10 million, 700,000. And that's all about that compounding effect. There's something very powerful about compounding profits. And that's exactly what this is about up here. See, in the beginning, it doesn't look too attractive. I made $10 that day, $10, 50, 11. But when that account gets to $1,000, and now it's 50, and then you go a little bit more, at the 2,000 is hundreds, and then you go a little bit more into the 10,000 is $500 and $600, and you keep going down. And the beautiful part about it is you're doing the same thing to make this $1,000 trade and 20,000. You're doing the same thing here, down here, that you did up here. The same exact thing. The same exact thing. The only difference is you have more money in the account. All right? So this is very powerful, guys. And like I say, you should one, set your goals, put some time limit on those goals, then go to this chart and determine when you're going to reach those goals, when you're going to accomplish those goals based off of this chart right here. Once you've done that, then you work with your sponsor or work with anybody that's going to help you stay accountable to those things and cheer you on and root you on. And Natalie gave a great example today in the chat. She has a part-time job, and she's about, how many days, Natalie? About a few trades away from replacing her part-time income with the Forex. And she just started with us a few weeks ago. And she's a few trades away from replacing her part-time income. That's crazy. I get excited when I hear these kind of stories. So she may decide to stay with her part-time job, maybe not. I don't know. I'm not telling her to quit her job. But imagine right off of her cell phone, she's making more money with way less effort through the power of the Forex and riding with us here on the highway to freedom. And follow those three simple things: discipline, consistency, and patience. And you're in control of that. You're in control of those type of things because those are internal things. If you can follow that and follow our risk management, you'll be okay. Let me see what Natalie's saying here. 3 days or 3 trades? Or 3 days based off this chart. Natalie, you're 3 days away from replacing your income? Confirm that. Wow. 3 days away from replacing. And Natalie, how long have you been trading with us? Live account. Wait for her response. Since April the 6th, and this is April the 23rd right now. This is powerful stuff, guys. So like I say, I know we say get rich slow, but put that in perspective and realize how powerful of this opportunity that you have on your hands. Now I want to touch on one more thing. We always talk, I just mentioned about that $50 in your pocket, right? And how money tends to have emotions and it can elude you if you don't have a plan for it. And there are times we have extra money. And let's say you're working on a goal and your goal is you got to pay off your credit card bills, right? And you have, let's say, $2,000 worth of credit card bills. And June the 6th, you call your creditors and say, you know what? On June the 6th, I'll pay you off. So stop calling me, man. Stop calling me. I got you on June the 6th. But you got a couple of extra dollars. Let's say you started recruiting, let's just say. And now you're making an extra $100 because you bought in 4 people. Let's say you brought in 4 people to the opportunity, and you're clearing $100 extra because you're going to make $200, but $100 you're paying to your sponsor. So you clear the extra $100, and about the 14th day, right here, you got an extra $100, and yeah, you can go buy some Jordans. You know, you can waste that money on frivolous things. But see, when it comes to wealth building, we get more smarter than that. We know better than just throw our money away on things that's not going to give us a return. At least part of our money, we know that we should be allocating part of our money towards our investments if we want to grow. That's just the principles of wealth. You cannot get away from that. That's what wealthy people do. They make money work for them. Poor people, they take their money and they spend it on liabilities. Wealthy people, they buy assets. So right here on the 13th, you had an extra $100 from the affiliate side of the opportunity. And remember, what day was that? That was the $2,000 on June the 6th. You already called your creditors and said you're going to pay off that $2,000 credit card bill, but you had an extra $100 and you put it into this money machine right here on the 13th. So that's $377.13. We're going to change that to $477.13. Boom. We're putting our money to work. We had a plan for our money. And so we put that money into the plan. And remember, June the 6th was the day. But guess what? You just brought yourself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. You brought time. You literally brought time. You brought yourself 5 days with only $100. I hope you guys see the power in that. And if you were to just do that ever so often, because you get that $100 every month from National Wealth Center, that's residual income. Or the other thing that I like to teach a lot of the people that I work with, when you go to work every day and you bust your butt, I learned this from my mentor. He's actually on the team, Roy F. Williams. He came to me one day, and at that point in time, I had probably been working about 20 years of my life. And he said, Shane, if I had an investment for us right now, and you had to go get $20,000 out of your bank in cash right now, and we're going to make $100,000 off that $20,000. You've been working 20 years of your life. Can you go get $20,000 right now, Shane? Let's go make this investment and the guaranteed returns of $100,000. I said, well, nah, I ain't got no $20,000 in the bank, man. Come on. Not at that time. I didn't have that. He said, all right, no problem. Go get $10,000, man. I want you to get on this investment with me, Shane. Come on, man. Go get $10,000 and let's invest in it, and we're going to get a nice return. Oh, nah, Roy, I ain't got $10,000, man. I don't got $10,000, Roy. He said, all right, no problem. This is the last shot. Shane, go get $5,000 cash right now out the bank, and we're going to make a nice return. And sadly to say, at that point in time, I couldn't even go get $5,000 out of the bank and for a nice investment. But I had been working 20 years of my life. 20 years of my life. So I should have been able to get at least $20,000. That's saving $1,000 a year. But I couldn't even get $5,000. So that probably time I probably couldn't get $1,000. So what I started doing and what he told me at that point in time, and I was reading these books and stuff like that. He's big on self-development. We got some things in the works as far as self-development is concerned with the team. There's one thing to make money, but it's another thing to build your mind and yourself. What he taught me to do was start paying myself first. Your landlord, the car note, McDonald's, the Jordan, nobody is more important than you. You're the most important person out here. So you should pay yourself first. So what I started doing, every time I got paid, I started taking 10% of my check or my income and putting it in a separate account for investments. Paying myself first. That was the first thing I did. And I know a lot of you guys might say, oh man, I don't make that much money. I can't put 10% away. You won't miss 10% of your money. That's $1 out of $10. $1. If you make 100, that's $10. You make 1,000, that's 100. You will not miss it. And now, if you were to put yourself on that type of schedule, whatever you make at your job, you take 10%. The first thing you do is take 10% and put it in your investment account, let's just say. Imagine how that will propel you down this P390 Forex chart. Imagine how much quicker you will get to your goals. That coupled with maybe some recruiting or whatever, and your trading, all those different things working into this system to propel you down this path faster. This chart is already incredible without you putting anything into it. But some of you want to get there now. Some of you want to get there. Imagine you take just 10%, 5%, whatever, and you put it into this system. Imagine how that will propel you. Now, the only way you will be able to see the power of that is if you actually using a chart like this. So you can put yourself on the pathway to predictable profits. This is what a professional does. Now, if you're using this game as a hobby, then you probably won't ever make it to your goals. You know, I always like to use the analogy of basketball. When I play basketball, I shoot on the court, I'm just shooting around. I couldn't tell you how many times I shot that day, where I shot from, how many points I made and all of that. But when LeBron James shoots, there's somebody that can tell you how many shots he took, how many shots from the wing, how many shots from the post, how many free throws, what the percentages were. You know, every single stat you can imagine, they're keeping it on LeBron and all the professional basketball players because the key word again is professional. They're professionals. And obviously, he makes more money as a professional playing basketball than I make as a hobby. So if you want to take full advantage of this Forex, and because it's life-changing, I'm telling you right now, it changed my life. If you want to take full advantage of this Forex, you will treat it as a profession as well, and you keep up with this chart right here and document your journey on your trip to wherever you're trying to go. Ultimately, the highway to financial freedom, but that definition means different things for each one of us. Now, you see the numbers right here. It's there. It's there for you. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. It keeps growing and we're in the millions. And it's October the 26th from $200. We're in the millions. That's 2 million right there. Now, you know, these are large lot size, but it's there. The proof is in the pudding. And you're not doing anything different than what you're doing now. But you got to treat it as a profession. All right? So, you know, I could go on and on about it because I'm very passionate about this thing, and I get excited every time I go over this P390 Forex because we realize it's just a matter of time. Everything that we want is just a matter of time. Femi does a great analogy, and he usually the one that explains it on Sunday nights, so I piggyback off a lot of things he says as well. This chart right here even kind of helps you live a little bit longer. Your health. They talk about wealth and health because a lot of people stress out about money because they don't know where they're going. People that don't know how they're going to pay the next bill, how they're going to live the good life. They don't see a way out of that dead-end job. They're stressed out at work. They don't get along with their boss. They don't like their co-workers. Stress, 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 stress. And we know stress kills. So imagine how much stress you can alleviate by knowing the day that you can leave that job. You can deal with some shit when you realize that there's going to be an end to it. You don't mind. You can suck it up. But it's kind of hard to suck up the stuff when you don't even see an ending in sight. So we're talking about something even deeper here when it comes to health by eliminating some of the stress, but you can predict when your glory day is going to be by following a system like this right here. All right, this thing is deep, guys. This thing is deep. It's deep. It's deep. All right. So a few more things with this chart that helps with the profession of it. You know, you got a little chart right here that just kind of gives you the picture of what it would be compared to if you were getting paid per hour. So if you're earning $100 a day, $500 a week, $2,000 a month, $24,000 a year, 40-hour work week, that equals $12.50 per hour. So you can base whatever you're earning, whatever your account size is, and your daily gains. You can compare that to a job, to like a 40-hour work week, a 9 to 5, and see where you kind of stand. Maybe some of you say, well, once I'm making more money per hour than I'm making at my job, that's the day I'm gonna kind of pull back from my job. because I'm actually making more now than I was making at my job. Who knows? All right. If we go down here, allows you your trading day goals and stuff like that. So you have your goal based off a $200 account. Your first trade should be $10 based on the 5 cent. Now we adjust that lot size calendar. I will say that we just recently did that, so it doesn't kind of match this 100%. The lot size calendar, you would actually put 2.5% over here because we cut it in half. It'd be 2.5%. But over average, we're working with it. Over the average, we still should be averaging 5% a day and 25% a week based on the trades and the results that we're getting. But this allows you to track it. This allows you to track it. So day one, the trade, what was your goal and what did you actually get? You can just type it in right here. Good stuff. Over here, same thing. The weekly total, what did you earn that week? What was your beginning balance, daily earnings total? So your daily totals, then you can add up, then it'll automatically populate for the week, what you earned that week. So like I said, it makes you a professional. So now when it's time for you to sit with your sponsor on Friday or Saturday at the close of the market, you got something to talk about. Because if you can't see this on paper, you're going to be guessing. I think I made about $300 this week, and I think. And when you guess, you exaggerate. When you had a bad week, it feels worse than what it actually was. Vice versa, when you had a good week, it feels better than what it actually was. So this eliminates the guesswork and exaggeration, and you get the exact. So when it's time to implement and change things, you got something to change it, which also gives you more importance of this P390 Forex. Because with any plan, with any journey, there are times that you have to make adjustments sometimes. But if you don't even know where you are, how can you make an adjustment? If things are not going according to plan and you're not documenting it along the way, how can you ever make an adjustment? How can you ever tweak the system? I mean, anything in life, you have to do that sometimes. Any goal, any plan. That's a part of success formula. You make a goal, you make a plan to get to that goal, and then you make adjustments, and then you keep going. That's a part of the success formula. Some of you guys might have heard of the success formula before. The guys that I've got an insurance background with, we've heard of that success formula. You got a goal, you make a plan to obtain that goal, you make changes along the way, and you repeat the process. But if you don't have a plan out in front of you and you're documenting the results, you can't make adjustments because you have nothing to make adjustments to. All right? So, that's pretty much it, guys. It's off to the races now. Set your goals, talk with your sponsor. That's why I always talk about talking with your sponsor on a regular basis. This right here is what you're talking about. First thing you want to do, let your sponsor know what your most immediate goals are. First, you have to write them down, email them, give your sponsor a call as soon as you can, and let them know what your goals are. What are you trying to do here? What is it you're trying to do here? Not make money. Everybody want to make money. Why do you want to make money? Then this opportunity becomes more real. It becomes more real. And you hear my voice, I'm passionate about it because this is not like the average signals channel or trading group that's out there where, yay, we got your money, take some signals and be about your business. No, we are here truly growing together because you guys are the guys that we're going to be on the beaches around the world. You guys are the guys that who knows what we're going to be doing together. Who knows? It's all about having successful friends. This thing turns into real estate because if I got friends who are rich, the sky's the limit. When it comes to investing, this is not the last thing that we want to invest in is Forex. Imagine we could buy buildings together, travel together, schools together, impact our communities together because we have a unit, a team, a group that got the resources to make a difference out here. And that's truly what it's about. This right here, this Forex, is just the beginning of things. So that's why we're so serious about what we do here so that we can truly grow together, truly grow outside of this as well. And, live this life to the fullest. All right, guys, I think it's about time for me to shut up. It's 11:32. And you guys you guys actually hanged in there with me. I'm proud of you guys. Any questions up until this point of the information that we went over? Is everybody okay before we close it out? You know, anything that we need to go over? Questions, concerns, anything. I'm here. Mark is still showing us love. GBP, USD, 37 pips. USD, funny. All right, no problem. Any questions, any concern? Thank you, Natalie. I appreciate it. All right, well, I think we're good. With that being said and done, you guys have a great night. And of course, we're going to be in the Telegram, so any questions, we're always there. We're open book. You know, we don't cut any corners or sugarcoat anything. You know, it is just what it is. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you in the Telegram. I'll put out this recording in there for you as well as soon as it uploads. Good night.